Nerdy Sports Fan here with your update on the Buffalo Bills take on free agency. Now, my earlier post on day one of free agency highlighted their big move, Mitch Morse. Still the biggest, most important signing. But you see what the plan is. And you see what the Bills the Bills front office thinks about this upcoming draft. Now, they had needs on both sides of the ball, and they had plenty of cap money to spend. They've spent it on 4 new offensive linemen, 2 new wide receivers, and a corner and tight end. All roster needs, no doubt. They haven't spent money on the defensive line. Now, that's a key position for them, interior defensive line specifically. Starting to look like they're going to be going after one of the middle offensive linemen. My guess is Oliver, coming out in the draft. Oliver was one of the better thought of prospects early last year, and that kind of tailed off. Some people have jumped him in line as far as interior defensive line goes, which doesn't make sense to me. He's undersized, yes, but very, very active and athletic, and players don't know how to handle him. So I think that he's a good fit. Either way, this is about free agency. The Bills have added Cole Beasley and Jonathan Brown to give their young quarterback better receiving core, more veteran receiving core that can hold him accountable. He's a young quarterback. He's not got all the nuance to his game, not quite sure how he is in the huddle with dictating exactly how he wants a route run, where he wants receivers to flatten out in certain areas, where he expects them to be, anything of that nature. I think he's too young for that. So he needs veteran wide receivers that are good at what they do already to help him along. And that's what they're doing. John Brown and Cole Beasley are both excellent route runners. One working from the slot, the other more of a deep threat, very productive in recent years. So I expect both of them to be very large upgrades to the wide receiver group in Buffalo. The names at offensive line aren't all household names. Really, none of them are because they're offensive linemen. But Mitch Morse is a big name, big talent. The rest of them are kind of journeymen, middle-of-the-road people. John Feliciano and Ty Nsekhe from Washington, and Spencer Long that they've picked up so far. The Bills' offensive line was so bad last year that all of these players are upgrades. And that's going to help Josh Allen as well. Frank Gore and Tyler Kroft are just kind of throw-ins for the offense. That's just so they don't have a roster need going into the draft, so they don't reach. I honestly think that that's just the front office's plan to keep themselves from doing something stupid. Same with Kevin Johnson. I mean, veteran presence at cornerback is good for them since, last year their veteran presence retired at halftime in Vontae Davis. I think that was week 2. But yeah, just having veterans that still have enough talent and gas in the tank to do it instead of what Vontae brought to the team last year is going to be an upgrade to the secondary. I like what the Bills are doing here. They're mapping out their plan. They're showing all their cards, sort of, on what they believe the draft is, but they're revamping the entire roster, which is what they needed. Kudos to Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. The front office is identifying what they need. They have a plan. Might not work out, but at least it's very obvious they have a plan.